Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, leave a like, and feel free to comment down below what you would like me to do for future cartoon and anime-related videos. So we are talking about Tower of God today, the webtoon that is anime and is pretty good, I'll be honest. We're on episode 5 right now, season 1, and I am enjoying it so far. I still have quite a few questions that need to be answered, a little bit of confusion, and we'll go ahead and talk about that kind of all throughout this video here. So, first and foremost, massive spoiler alert, Rachel is already here. We found her. I am very confused because Rachel theoretically started climbing the tower before Bam, but somehow is at the same place at the same time. It was shown that she was in the same testing arena, but obviously there could be different multiple rooms, so for whatever reason, time might work differently in certain areas of the tower. So she might have been in a different testing area at a different time than Bam was, but we don't have that information yet. I find it very weird because they look like the exact same room, and she basically was behind him somehow, and now they're together. It's very weird how that kind of played out. But yes, it is in fact Rachel. At the end of the episode, it kind of says, "Hey, I'm Rachel. I want to see Bam. I have something to say." She says that to Kun, and that's kind of where the episode ends. We don't get previews for the next episode, so who knows what's going to happen next. So that was very, very confusing. Whatever group she's in, the girl and the giant dude, very, very powerful. They for whatever reason, they weren't actually after the crown itself, which I thought was very weird because I thought they were. And they were actually defending Bam. We learned that Kun actually, in the first level, he actually gathered a few people into his bag. He can actually store people in his bag along with duplicating it and using it as a shield. So that bag is pretty cool. Has many different abilities. There might even be more that his crazy bag has. And we find out that he has 3 people in there who passed and got to the 3rd level with them, or got to the crown game anyway. They should be going to the 3rd level now, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. Nobody actually won the crown game, which I was kind of disappointed. I was like, oh, I bet you Rachel's gonna beat Bam, or Bam's gonna see Rachel and be like, okay, here's the crown, go to the top of the tower. That's kind of what I assumed, but no, that is not how it played out, which was kind of interesting. Nobody won the crown game. The Sin Show, if I'm saying that correctly, I'm probably butchering it really bad. Bam activated during the fight with his crazy sword. Anak actually has the sword now because technically Bam did not win the game. There was a brief cut to her getting the sword, her having the sword. I don't know if Bam will ever get that back. We'll have to wait and see. Bam needs some sort of weapon. Everybody's got a weapon, so Bam definitely needs some sort of weapon. But it's weird because apparently there's a limit to what you can do depending on the floor you're on, possibly, unless you're like a ranker or something or have a contract with the master of the tower. Mr. Crazy Rabbit Guy, who is voiced by the same actor that did Jiraiya, so love that. We got a little bit of him again. But he doesn't seem to have that restriction because he's an irregular, whatever an irregular means. He was born maybe outside the tower, perhaps. I'm not really sure how exactly it works. Basically, I know there's regulars, there's irregulars, and I know Bam is an irregular, so he was born like either outside the tower or somewhere else. I have no idea. Who knows? But I'm assuming there are several different ones. I think Rachel is technically 1, 2, maybe, because she was on the same area where Bam was. I don't really know. There's also this very powerful chick with this kind of like ray-type pole staff thing, if you're familiar with Star Wars, when she has that in the first film, carries that throughout the films. And she's in this skin-tight bodysuit looking fine, if I do say so myself, and she's just beating the crap out of everybody. She has red hair, so I'm thinking this is another Princess of Jihad, possibly. Do not know. She definitely wanted to get to the top. We only got to see half of her face for like a second. All we know is that she has long red hair. No idea what her name is or what her deal is. Same with Rachel's group. We only know who Rachel is. We don't know who the big guy is or the other girl is. All we know is that they are both very strong, very powerful, and have no... basically, it's very easy for them to hold their own against other people. But it kind of sucks. Bam lost his sword. Nobody won the crown game. They're all on level 3. And we learned that there's a rule that if they know each other, they're not supposed to be on the same level at the same time or in the same games at the same time, which I thought was very, very weird. So we'll just have to wait and see. There's something in the corner of my mouth that's annoying the crap out of me. We'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. It's kind of confusing, so I'm not sure what is going on with there. It's a very, very confusing episode. Yeah, we got to see some fighting, some action, which was great. I enjoyed the action thoroughly, but a lot of questions that still need to be answered. We don't really exactly know how the hierarchy of the tower works yet. We know all of there's like rankers, I think is what they call them. They're the ones, and administrators, which are basically the same exact thing, I believe. And they're the ones that have already got to the top of the tower and are administering the tests. There's some drama between 2 of them, so I'm not sure what happens there. The 2 that were talking to each other in the episode, the 2 blonde guys whose names I'm going to forget too, because holy crap, so many characters. He was asking about, the administrator for the crown game was basically asking about, is there anybody that has the ability to use the Shinzo power, this crazy kind of water, spirit energy type power without any control? And he was like, yes, very few people. And I think he mentioned one, there was some guy with tattoos all over his back. I don't know if that was foreshadowing for something. But we will just have to wait and see what happens with that. It has just been a crazy episode. Rock was just going out there, beating the crap out of everybody. We got to see Khun's bag have all these crazy duplicate powers, which is how he's able to duplicate unlimited chocolate bars for Rack. But it only lasts a certain amount of time. I don't know, I'm guessing is somehow the bag is associated with the Shinzo power, and after a while it wears off. So I'm wondering if Rack can eat unlimited candy bars, but he's not actually filling up. So he's getting the glorification of tasting them, but at the same time he's not actually being able to eat them. Because they disappear in his stomach, maybe? The crowns disappeared, so I'm assuming the chocolate bars disappeared too, but who really knows? So we'll just have to wait and see with that. I want to know what the heck Rachel is doing where she is, why her teammates are there, how she paired up with these people, and what is going on with that, what their goals are, because their goal doesn't seem to be to get to the top of the tower, even though we were led to believe that was the only reason Rachel was in the tower to begin with, was to look at the actual stars on the top of the tower and not a simulated sky. So we will just have to wait and see, and hopefully some of our questions and some of my questions get answered in episode 6. Let me know what your thoughts are. Comment down below. Yet again, hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. My name is Steve Gray, and as always, have a good one.